now you get the last point of the match right here. Watch Carla Baker in the center of your screen. Good save there. Here it comes. Baker right there on the block ace. And that'll do it tonight from the Coliseum in Lincoln, Nebraska. For Adrian Fiala, I'm Jim Kelter saying so long, everybody.
Stay with us as Audie Murphy.
Texas and do the things that they know how to do best. Last night, the problem in the game was that the first pass off the serve really wasn't being done properly, wasn't being pinpointed. The ball was ending up back in the backcourt, not up near that net where you need to get that ball up there so you can make that kill shot. So they need to pinpoint that pass off the serve. That was the key last night to Texas taking 3 and 3 quick ones from Nebraska.
Had a conversation with Mick Haley, the Texas coach, who had a very interesting comment. He said, you know, it's not a psychological edge for Nebraska tonight just because they lost 3 last night.
No, these are, as I mentioned, these are 2 very talent-laden teams. They're kind of the heavyweights of NC2A volleyball this year, Jim. They're both 5th, 6th ranked, depending on whose poll you want to talk about. But they have great talent, great experience, great tradition. You already mentioned Davenport for Texas. Sue Shelf out the setter is just an excellent setter. There's another young lady by the name of Quandlin Harrell who will be an All-America contender, maybe not this year, but perhaps next year. We'll keep our eyes on her. Now, Nebraska, we come in with Lori Endicott. Of course, she is a great setter, All-America contender. Virginia Stair, great hitter. Linda Barsness and Val Novak, all great competitors. Great experience on both sides of the fence. Really, the revenge factor and the psychological things that are at play here. We're talking about people that experience, and those kind of things maybe a little bit come into the picture, but it's really talent, tradition, and who wants it worse.
We're getting set tonight for a big match between 2 of the better teams in the country. Right now, Barsness.
Number 8, a 5'9" senior from Ogallala, Nebraska, Angie Milliken. Co-captain, number 14, a 5'11" junior from Waco, Nebraska, Virginia Stair. And the captain of the Huskers, number 2, a 5'9" senior from Springfield, Missouri, Lori Endicott. The Huskers are coached by head coach Terry Pettit, assisted by John Cook II, Terry Killian, and Kathy Noth. Officials for tonight's match are Tom Slaymaker and Marty Procco.
Well, we've talked about 2 of the outstanding players in this ball game tonight, Virginia Stair and Don Davenport for the respective teams. But how about the coach's aide? This is like a who's who of top coaches in the country, Terry Pettit and Mick Haley.
Jim, you're absolutely correct in that regard. Terry Pettit, of course, has been a fixture here at Nebraska. He's had 11 consecutive Big 8 titles. He's been to the NCAA 6 consecutive times and had a national runner-up one of those times. Mick Haley has been the coach for the Longhorns 9 years. He's been in the Final Four 2 years and Southwest Conference champ 6 consecutive years. There we saw the series record 7-1 in favor of Texas. Texas and Nebraska kind of mirror images, Jim, of programs here. Both tough contenders, both very competitive, and both very experienced with great coaching to boot. So we're about ready to rock and roll, so let's go.
Sue Shelfout will serve. Nebraska getting into the offense. Good save there by the Longhorns. Harrell, basically a free ball. Good dig that time. Now we're going to have a net call, and the net call is going to go against Texas, and so side out to Nebraska.
Looked like somebody went under the net that time, Jim, and of course that's a violation. In addition to touching the net, neither team can touch the net, either offense or defense.
Stair will serve for Nebraska. Endicott again on the set. Good save at the net. Good block, rather. Talk about that. There's turnabout's fair play. The little dink across the net. Texas successful last night. Take a look at this.
That's Carla Baker just coming on the little dink right there. Wide open spot. They worked on that this morning, Texas did, but to no avail because we were able to dink it right into Carla Baker. 5 shot.
Good block at the net that time. Block assist that time from Carla Baker and Linda Barsness. 2-0. Lady Huskers on top here, and this is what Mick Haley was afraid of, that Nebraska would come out and establish control early in the match. There's one that's in.
Miscommunication that time in the back court between, I think that was Sischok and Davenport. They each one thought the other would take it. Consequently, the ball drops in for a point.
3-0 Nebraska. Virginia Stair still on the serve. Again, basically a free ball here for the Lady Huskers. Excellent block that time at the net. I believe Quandlin Harrell.
Right, Jim, exactly. She worked on that a great deal this morning. We'll see it again here, right there, up and over. And Jim, it's when you block. I'll get into that right after this play right here.
Carla Baker. Excellent job that time by the Huskers, but Texas was ready. Point for the Longhorns. Don Davenport over there. Nope.
Just chalk that time, dropping one down, a spike to the right side, and it, of course, spiked hard enough to go out of bounds, side out to the Longhorns.
Grimmel serving, but the point this time by Nebraska on the side out.
See it again right here. Good effort that time to try to dig it out of there by Davenport, but she just could not get low enough to get under the ball. Boom. There's Quandlin Harrell again, Jim.
She put that one away.
Look out, get out of the way. Chris Bigelow, assistant coach for the Longhorns, told me that Quandlin Harrell, a sophomore, is their hardest hitter. She can hit it somewhere up in the 90 range, Jim, and that's moving.
And now it was Linda Barsness on the kill.
Jim, what happened was it came off one of the Longhorn players. The ball was long. It was actually out, but it did, in fact, come off a Longhorn player. So it's side out Nebraska, and here we go once again. Barsness on the serve.
3-1 Huskers. A lot of spin on that serve. It's a little dink that time, and that's where Texas found a weakness last night. Sischok just dinking it across the net, and so it's side out Texas.
There you see it right there. A lot of topspin on the hit. Sischok just knocking it down, scoring the point.
This one is long. Now Nebraska is saying it was tipped. The official says no. Point for the Longhorns. It's now 3-2. Here is Harrell on the serve. And there is the kill by Carla Baker.
That was power against power that time. Carla Baker on the kill against Quandlin Harrell, and of course she is their power player. Baker won that matchup.
And there it is. Virginia Stair. Nope, let's take it back. It is Cruz. Janet Cruz, number 17, the freshman from Blair, Nebraska. 4-2 Lady Huskers. Excellent job at the net that time by Sue Shelfout.
Jim, when the center scores that point, I was informed that's called a dump, not a dink. So I have to correct my terminology. Go from dink to dump tonight. Hit an illegal hit, I guess, Jim, is the call. Basically holding on to the ball. You have to keep that ball moving in play. You can't hold on to it.
Sischok on the serve for Texas. Huskers are passing the ball much better than they did last night. Good save that time by Sischok. Good block at the net by Texas.
Excellent play right there.
We are seeing some fine play. There it is. Janet Cruz does it again.
I tell you, some great digs on both sides of the net. We'll see it again right here. Great dig right there. I didn't catch the number, but here's the shot that will go off. They'll try to hit it to the inside. There's no chance at all for a return on that kind of play.
There's the setup for Grimmel. Good dig that time, and now off the block, off of the hand of Stair. Belongs to Texas.
On a play like that, Jim, what they're going to try and do, that hitter is going to intentionally try to hit it off that outside arm, the outside being the side to the line, because, again, no chance at all for a return, and that's what happened. Perfectly executed.
Good dig that time by Davenport. Now trying to get there was Val Novak. Couldn't do it. So we got a tie game at 4 right now. Davenport, 6'1" senior, touted for All-American honors. Excellent block at the net. Stacy Nichols.
Davenport serves kind of a floater serve, and again, that's a very difficult pass to field as far as a pinpoint pass to make, I should say. We'll see it right here. The ball will kind of float a little bit.
Endicott on the set, and putting it away is Janet Cruz.
Taking advantage over there from on the height of Sue Shelfout, only 5'9". Cruz able to get up top. There you see it right there on the replay, but she's only 5'9", and Cruz, of course, heads up in the 6'1" category, and she can jump, and she can get up over that block. Shelfout really no chance to get it. The ball goes right down the Main Street for a point.
Good dig that time by Angie Milliken. And an excellent dump right over the net. Virginia Stair.
See it right here. Stair sees the open spot right there on that right-hand side of the court, and she just dinks it on in. And a very, very alert play by number 14, Virginia Stair from Waco, Nebraska.
First game tied at 5. Good save by Endicott. And there's the point, and that was Linda Barsness. That was deflected off the hands of a Longhorn player.
I tell you what, Jim, that shot, that kill shot from Texas just about decapitated Val Novak over there on the left side, and she was able to keep the ball in play, and consequently we were able to score a point. I think it surprised the Longhorns.
Huskers,
another one.
This one's out of bounds.
Yep.
So it's 6-5 with the Huskers on top by 1.
This is Shelfout on the serve.
Good job by saving the dink. There's a kill by Virginia Stair. Well, without having seen last night's ball game, I can tell you that the Lady Huskers are playing a much, much better ball game.
Passing sharper, much more crisper, of course, and they're taking advantage of some of those open opportunities the Longhorns are getting right now, Jim.
Barsness had this. It was
saying it's tipped.
So Barsness gets the kill, and it's now 7-5 Nebraska.
Looking at Mick Haley over there, he just called a timeout. He wants to regroup with his people.
Well, it is. We have seen probably some of the finest volleyball that we've done, Aid, and I think we're seeing two of the best teams in the country. Texas coming in number 4, Nebraska number 6, and Texas coming off the tough weekend last weekend, some tough competition.
Well, as we talked with Terry Killen, assistant coach, before the game got underway, she said each of these teams, of course, know, as we look at Mick Haley right there, instructing his Longhorn team, each of these teams know what the other is going to do. And it's just a matter of us going out there and wanting it more than the Longhorns want it tonight. There is a little bit of that psychological factor involved, and maybe a little bit revenge factor involved, but not a whole lot, Jim. These are just two, again, we talked in pregame, two tried and true traditional teams that got great deals of talent on both sides of the net. They're going to play their game, and right now Nebraska really is, they're up for it. No question about it. Their passing is excellent. So far, they've been able to return that serve with pinpoint passing.
You saw the hitting percentage of Virginia Stair. Huskers really doing a good job of team play here. Good save by Endicott. This time they couldn't get into the pass set up. And so it's 7-5 with now Texas serving.
You'll see right here, Val Novak just cannot get the ball up and over to Barsness on that right side.
Oh, Linda Barsness. So side out Nebraska. Barsness is really playing well. In fact, Terry Killian told us that, the assistant coach for Nebraska, that she has probably improved more than anyone in the last month. Got a spin on that serve. There's the dink that time. Very, very good decision made that time. I believe Stacy Nichols will get credit for it now. Sue Shelfout, the one who spotted it and laid it in. Side out for Texas. And now Nebraska with an error. Make it 7-6. Longhorns back within 1. Nichols on the serve. Good first game.
Barsness last night, Jim, 17 kills against the Longhorns, and she's working on that number again tonight.
Flat serve. Going to be a tough one. Endicott keeps it in play. side out, Nebraska. 7-6. Huskers.
Alert play by the backcourt that time to let that ball go. It was, in fact, long just over that baseline. Huskers have an opportunity once again right here with Parsons.
Shelf out again, setting it up, and there is Don Davenport nailing that one. They probed the middle there, side out Texas. Score remains 7-6.
And the thing about Davenport, Jim, again, she's a very tall young lady. She can get up over that blocker and do just exactly what you did, and that's make the ball in. Good shot once again by Carla Baker.
Baker finding the weakness in the middle of that Texas defense. Side out, Nebraska.
It's in.
Yeah, this one was in, and so it's side out Texas. You can see the competition here. Neither team really getting control here in the early going. It is the official right down below us could not determine it was passing. Talking about the speed of some of those spikes before he could tell. This one is in. Decision by Stacy Nichols, thinking it was going to go long or out of bounds.
Val Novak that time finds the corner, finds the left-hand corner, and cuts the ball right into that corner. Excellent shot.
Tied at 7. There's a great block at the net. Lori Endicott, 5'9" senior from Springfield, Missouri, gives the Huskers now an 8-7 advantage on the block solo. Boy, if you can see the spin on that serve by Val Novak.
And Jim, that accounts for some of the problems that one will have in making a return on a serve. It has the spin and some of that floating effect. Very difficult to control. Here we go. That's out.
This wide on the far side of the court, so it's 8-8. Davenport on the serve. Excellent decision there, time. There's the dunk.
Virginia Stair that time is going to put the dink shot in right there. Just cannot get low enough to return a play like that or a shot like that. Very alert play once again.
Score is tied at 8 in the first game. Texas having a little trouble there getting into the offense. Excellent block solo that time by Grimmel.
Tell you what, Jim, that's that slide right play that usually you're going to score on. It's about 99% successful. You got to hand it to the Longhorns. They did a great job of blocking it. And there's a point for Nebraska. Side out Nebraska.
Lori Endicott comes right back and just gets it across the net.
See it right down there, and again, that back person, I think that's Davenport back there. She just could not come up quick enough to get low enough to make a return.
There's the point by Harrell. Is she strong? Sophomore from Elgin, Texas.
She said, get out of my way. I'm coming through.
Janine Grimmel will serve for Texas with the score tied at 8.
Harrell's a great athlete, a great track athlete, a great long jumper, quarter miler. Didn't play much volleyball in high school. Just got ready for track with volleyball, and now she's playing for the power-rated Longhorns.
There at the net for Texas. A point. Endicott tried to get it across, and Texas alert and ready for it. This time Parsons puts it away.
She found the hole in the block that time. There were two people over there, Harrell and number 12. I think that's Stacy Nichols for the Longhorns. But she was able just to find the hole in the block and put it away.
Now getting it through is Harrell, and Harrell's kind of taking charge here. 9-8 is our score. Texas on top.
Usually the center is the quarterback on the club, but Harrell's kind of assumed that position tonight.
Nichols on the serve. Parsons good blocking. It's off the hand of Virginia Stair. Point for the Longhorns. Make it 10-8. And now Terry Pettit wants to take a timeout with the Longhorns on top now 10-8. And it's been fourth. Right now, neither team really with an advantage. This is good run by the Longhorns after they were trailing 8-7. They've run off 3 consecutive points.
Well, Jim, we talked earlier about the blocking technique, and what you want to try to do is when you go up to the block, you go up, and when you get up to the eye level as far as net goes, then you want to stick those arms out straight. Now, most people would think you want to go straight in the air with it, but you jab out straight because you want to try to keep that ball from deflecting down along your body. In other words, deflecting down on the other side of the net. And that's the technique that, well, you'll see it here. Harrell, number 2, the Longhorns, Gwendolyn Harrell, is very, very good at that technique.
There it is. Carla Baker. That's the quick set that time by Endicott.
Good transitions this time right here. Great set by Lori Endicott. A low set, kind of an A set, or a B set, I should say. And a quick point. And side out Nebraska. They got a little life. I think Boley's in the game now.
Yes.
And Becky Boley, she does a jump serve. A lot of topspin on the serve. Here we go. Oh.
Boy, is that a dandy. Topspin, a knuckleball. That is a service ace.
As I referred to her before, she's the Gaylord Perry of Nebraska volleyball. That ball does a lot of things.
Boy, here is a key point in the match. Here's Harrell. Good block at the net by the Huskers. And this one is long. However,
I believe, Jim.
they had a netting call on the Huskers, and that's unfortunate because Nebraska, with some momentum here, they pulled within 10-9. And now we're going to have Boley come to the sideline. Linda Varsness is back in.
Boley did her job. She's a specialist, primarily in the serving category.
Gwendolyn Harrell on the serve for Texas. And there's the point. Carla Baker.
Now,
Through the block.
Good job that time. Val Novak hit one deep. Here we'll see it again. This is Carla Baker off the block, and the point for Nebraska, I should say side out to Nebraska, but Val Novak hit it deep, kept the Longhorns off balance in their attack. That's out.
This time Sheeschuk went off the hand of Val Novak, I believe. And so it's 10-9, Texas.
Again, try to hit that ball to the outside arm. That's what happened there. No return. No return possible.
And there's the point from Val Novak. Side out, Nebraska.
That time a good back set. In other words, backwards spot. You'll see the back set right there behind her. That's Lori Endicott. And then Novak just runs it downtown. No way to stop that. Slide right.
Grimmel digs it out. That time putting it away was Grimmel. So it's the side out to Texas. 10-9 lead for the Longhorns. Don Davenport on the serve. That time a very nice block at the net that Virginia Stair just trying to dump it across. It's 11-9. Texas by 2.
Huskers need to rally right here. put the Longhorns ahead 13-11 with 13-11.
First game, and 3 out of 5 last night. Texas took 3 straight. And I'm sure the Huskers were a little bit rattled about that, probably just a little bit angry. That happened to break a 31-match home winning streak, which began after Nebraska lost to Texas in '85. In fact, it was the first loss here, or the first time rather a Nebraska team has been swept at home since Purdue like the Huskers back in '82. There it is, putting it away is Virginia Stair on the kill, and that couldn't have come at a more opportune time with Nebraska trailing 13-11. There's a little jump across the net. I was a little worried about that one.
See it right here. I thought maybe we're going to be called for a violation, Jim, on that hole, but no, it did not come. Nebraska gets the point. Val Novak on the serve, down by 1.
Huskers keep it alive. Good call. Now what do we got? We have a netting call on Nebraska. Texas gets it now, leading 13-12. Here's Don Davenport. And the point for the Longhorns. A little dump across there by Shelfout. It's 14-12. Davenport serving for the first game. And the point put away. Not the point, but the kill put away that time by Stair.
And then we see again what pinpoint passing on the return of serve will do for you. It'll make that easy kill right up the middle, as that shot just was executed there by the Huskers. Again, if you return that serve properly, get it in proper position, you're going to have a much better time, or much easier time of making the shot. Here you see it right here. Great pass right up to the front of the net rather than back beyond that 10-foot line, Jim.
Point there, or rather on the side out to Texas. Again, very strong play up front.
And that was a situation where the pass was just a little bit too far and right up to the net. And again, the uncertainty by the Huskers as to whether or not to go after the ball. Longhorns take advantage of it and make the spike side out, and they're serving for the match here at 14.
Shelfout. There it is. Shelfout, rather the point to Linda Barsness, getting the kill, put away, and that keeps a new life going for Nebraska here in game 1.
And once again, Barsness about knocked Dagmar Shischuk right over, but here's the point, or here's the play I made. Look out.
Gwendolyn Harrell put that one away, and so on the spike there, it is 14-12, side out Texas, and serving for the first game is Grimmel. Huskers keep it alive. That one, I believe, was wide, and so still a life for Nebraska. Side out Huskers. Lori Endicott will serve.
Never say never, and they're hanging right in there.
Go 3.
Yep.
And putting that one away that time, looking for the opening, a little dink across. Somebody tried to dig it out, and I think it was Endicott, couldn't get to it. Serving for game 1, Stacy Nichols. Outside attacker. Boy, great play by both sides there. The dink. Oh, that was Val Novak.
And I want to tell you, I think it was Carla Baker that was able to block the shot of Gwendolyn Harrell, and that was key in that volley, in that series right there. But again, Novak making the point, side out Nebraska.
Gwendolyn Harrell putting that one away. So, side out Texas.
Interesting call by the official in that far corner. We won't get into that, however.
Harrell We have a volleyball coming out on the report, so we'll get it reset. And Harrell will serve again for game 1. Texas defensively has been very, very strong. Saved by Nebraska. Endicott. And there it is. There's the point put across, and Texas wins game 1 by a score of 15-12. The Longhorns defensively, just would not let the Huskers score. You'll get a good look at it here.
See the whole volley right here, Jim. There's the block of Novak's shot, and then a good return there. I think that's Obermiller on that shot. And now just too much on that base. Not really a hard spike, but just enough by Don Davenport to put the match away or put the game away, give them that first win, first game. So I'll tell you what, though, you got to be encouraged by Nebraska's play as far as the passing goes, Jim. They're passing much better than they did last night, and also the blocking up front has improved significantly over last night's effort. So they've come to play, no question about that. And 15-12, it's a tough fought game, and we went back and forth several times there for game point, and they just never quit. And Terry Pettit down below us here right now, giving his team much more encouragement, and that's what they need. They're the first game stats.
Well, the Huskers with the set assist, 26-16 to the Longhorns. The kills, surprisingly, in Nebraska's favor, 31-23, and Nebraska had 2 service aces. Texas really worked well, coming back from a 10-8 deficit, or rather an 8-7 deficit, to take a 10-8 lead and never look back. Interestingly enough, Mick Haley talked to us before the match tonight and said, last night I didn't substitute at all. Went with the 6 players, and tonight he says, I'm going to change that, and I'll try to get some of our younger players in. Thus far, he hasn't done that.
No, I haven't seen any new faces on the court at all for the Longhorns. He's gone with the same 6 people he started the game with. So we'll see if he comes with some new people in this second game here, Jim. You know, Mick Haley, outstanding personality in the volleyball world. Again, quite successful in his career. His team likes to play here, Jim. They like to come to Nebraska and play in this Coliseum, and the reason that they like to do that is that this Coliseum is very, very similar to the Coliseum in Austin, Texas. As a matter of fact, they call this arena Gregory Gym North, and the gym, of course, in Austin known as Gregory Gym South in their vernacular, but they love to play here, and he's also very appreciative of the volleyball fans that attend these matches. He said, you know, some places we go, it's pretty hostile, but here the fans are good-natured. They cheer, you know, they're not cheering for the Longhorns, of course, but they do cheer, and they're very respectful of good effort that they see as we look at the Big 8 Conference standings and also all game standings.
You can see where Nebraska has the 1-game edge over Oklahoma, and that Big 8 tournament matchup will loom in the not-too-distant future. Colorado, in only its 3rd year in the Big 8, at 6-3, and doing just a very, very fine job and being very competitive in the Big 8. Record-wise, the Huskers looking for win number 21. And it's going to be tough. Now, going into this one, Abe, I think Nebraska has to start thinking we have yet to win a ball game. It is very, very important that Nebraska, again, get off to a good start.
Yes, I think you're absolutely right. The psychological factor now becomes that. It becomes a factor. They've got to keep themselves in this game, win this game, if they're going to be successful as far as the match goes tonight. Very quickly, Jim, in that first game, Linda Barsness had 8 kills for Nebraska. Gwendolyn Harrell had 6.
There's the kill put away there by the Longhorns. So it's side out Texas.
Stacy Nichols right there on your screen. She's the one that was able to perform that kill shot.
That time Barsness mistimed it. Did not get it across. It's 1-0 Texas. Grimmel on the serve. It's a net serve for the Longhorns, so on the service there, it goes over to Nebraska. This will be Virginia Stair.
Just checking very quickly the Longhorns lineup for the second game. There are no new faces in that lineup, Jim. It's the same 6 that started game 1.
And Harrell just nails this one.
You'll see Harrell right here, right between the outstretched arms of Linda Barsness. Right through that block.
There's a service error once more on the part of Texas. Stacy Nichols putting that one in. Side out Nebraska with the score. Texas 1 and Nebraska nothing. Endicott.
Looked like my 9-iron shot when I'm too close to the green. You want to let up on a little bit. Or he just kind of shanked it a little bit.
Harrell with a little top spin. Saved by the Longhorns. And there's the little dump that time by Chischok. 2-0 Texas.
Chischok just sees that opening once again, and we cannot get one of our people into that open space quick enough. We meaning Nebraska, that is. Confusion out there that time with the Longhorns, but it came out okay.
Look at that. There was a great save by the Longhorns. Nebraska coming back with a save. Val Novak. Out. That one went out just long that time.
Carla Baker that time thought the play was over. There's a great save right there by the Longhorns. But Carla Baker, there you saw her turned around. She thought the play was over.
So it's 2-0, and Nebraska really having trouble scoring against this Longhorn defense. Parsons.
Good blocking over there by Val Novak. That's out.
That was a net also on the part of Texas. Check it. Net on the part of Nebraska, or was it? Did it go off a Nebraska player?
I thought we had the net violation.
Okay.
I didn't see it touch anybody. There was no indication of that.
Free ball here for the Longhorns, and putting this one away is Janine Grimmel. So it's 3-0 Texas.
Nebraska now has to stem this Longhorn tide, Jim. There's no doubt about that. They can't get too far behind a team of this quality.
This time missing it was Janet Cruz, and now Terry Pettit says, let's take a timeout and talk things over.
I don't know if we picked it up on the screen, but Terry Pettit was swinging his two arms together, talking about ball control, and talking with Mick Haley, the Longhorn coach. He said, you know, in this game of volleyball, ball control is 70% of this whole program, this whole game, and it's done with the forearm, and that's what you have to be able to control and do very well if you're going to contend for, for national championships and be successful. Now, we do that very successfully, but there again, head coach Terry Pettit reminding his players with that swing of the arms that you got to control that ball. We got to have better ball control.
Chischok serving for the Longhorns, leading 4-0. And now the kill by Val Novak. That was much needed.
Going to put a little life into the Huskers right here. A good shot right between the two blockers from the Longhorns, and Val Novak on that kill.
Carla Baker on the serve. That one was in. Kill by Grimmel.
Thus far in game 2, Jim, Texas with 5 kill shots, Nebraska with 1.
Davenport on the serve. They get this one. That one went up into the stands. Grimmel was over there. So the side out to Nebraska. Val Novak serving, and Nebraska needs points and in a hurry. Trailing 4-0.
Looked like Mike Schmidt going one down the third baseline.
This time the kill put away by Grimmel at the net. So it's 4-0. Texas on the side out. Sue Schelfout will serve. That time Carla Baker on the pass did not get it into position. 5-0 Longhorns. Fans clamoring for the Huskers to get rolling. Good save. Free ball for the Huskers. Nice block at the net. There it is this time. Virginia Stair. Just a little dink across the net that time.
There it is right there. Virginia Stair, again, the ball not hit too terribly hard, but she didn't want to do that. She just wanted to dink it in, as Jim mentioned. Put it in for the side out to Nebraska.
Angie Milliken on the serve. 5'9" senior.
Excellent ball work there.
Very lucky that time. Put her away. Boy, I tell you what, the Huskers had to work for it. Longhorns made them struggle, but that's the first point in game 2 for Nebraska. It's 5-1.
Simply a power hit again by Virginia Stair, and she was able to hit it hard enough off that return in the backcourt. The Longhorns, and that serve is too long, so it'll be side out to the Longhorns. But again, Stair hit it so hard, virtually no chance to return the ball.
It's a nice little dink across the net that time for Nebraska. So side out to the Huskers. Endicott. Ooh, block at the net by Harrell.
Harrell right in the middle of your screen, and see how the arms were extended over the net. Now that's what we're talking about. You get those arms up and over. You can't touch the net, but you need to get them extended over the net so you can snap it, push it down into the opponent's court.
There's the kill by Nebraska. I would have to say that Harrell might be the finest volleyball player we've seen.
Now she's getting close.
That's for sure. There's Don Davenport on the kill. So side out to Texas, a 5-1 lead for the Longhorns here in game 2. First game going to Texas, 15-12. And right through the block. Val Novak on the kill.
See Novak over here on the left side. Now that time she crossed the Longhorns up. Usually she's maybe going to try to hit that ball off to her left, off that outside arm again, but no, this time she tries to go through the block. She is successful.
Barsness. Good dig out that time. Oh, good save by Barsness. Both teams struggling a little bit. Endicott keeping it alive. And a kill by Janet Cruz. Off of Gwendolyn Harrell. 5-2 Nebraska.
There you see it right there off of Harrell, and Janet Cruz, 6'1". She got up to the top of her jump and hit it with all her power on a moving play, and Harrell just not able to return it at all. Janet Cruz is just a freshman for the Nebraska Cornhuskers, and she's got a very long and storied career ahead of her, I'm sure.
What do you think the reaction time is on that? Maybe a millisecond?
Whatever it is, I'm not going to get out and try it, I'll tell you what.
Barsness on the serve. And the Huskers with the point. That was error on the part of the Longhorns, not really taking the pass too well. It's now 5-3.
Good block that time by Baker again. And again.
Don Davenport puts it away. Don Davenport on the kill.
See it right here. Davenport right in the middle. Comes with that kill shot. Finds that open spot. Again, that's a play they worked on this morning in their workout very much, I should say. They're looking for that play. That play just doesn't happen, folks. That's a plan that the Longhorns picked up after viewing the tape of the Husker game last night.
At the net, that was Val Novak, but it's wide and out of bounds, and so point for the Longhorns. Make it 6-3 now in game 2. A lot of spin on that serve. Val Novak, is that in? Yes. It was point for the Longhorns. It looked like they'd come up with the block and it went out of bounds, but it was right on the line. So it's 7-3. Texas. That was out. That time, excellent job by the Huskers getting it across. Well, I think we do have Annette Garza in there now for Texas. So we do have the first substitution. What are you going to do about that, Abe?
You're going to do nothing about it. That's it. Again, the slide right play we talked about earlier, and Jim, it's really almost impossible to stop. The Longhorns did it to Nebraska earlier on in that first game, but when you got a player like Dawn Davenport that can get up as high as she can, and then of course it's that moving hit, it's just almost impossible to stop. That's a point.
Point for the Huskers. Virginia Stair at the net for the kill.
She Stair right there off the hands of Stacy Nichols.
Novak on the serve. There's putting it away is Janet Cruz.
Janet looking for that play that time. See it again right here. She was waiting for that play exactly. She really wasn't in good blocking position, but she had enough. She's tall enough and her arm's long enough that she could make that play. Another good block right there.
Good save there by Novak. 3 ball here for Texas.
Another one.
And putting it away is Janet Cruz.
I tell you what, great one-handed save over court left by, well, there's the shot by Cruz for the point, but Val Novak with a left hand, one-handed with her left hand, was able to keep the ball and play the ball, headed for the stands, quite frankly. There's Val Novak right there.
Cindy Williams will check in for Gwendolyn Harrell. So it's a 7-5 contest now. Nebraska started this game trailing 5-0. There's a nice decision by Grimmel, spotting the weakness down the right side of the Husker defense and dropped it in. 7-5. Sue Shelfout serving. Now Williams is out, and Kimberly Komula is in. Putting that one away is Virginia Stair. Side out Huskers.
Stair again on the spike and for the point, and I should say side out Nebraska. Nebraska with an opportunity now to narrow that lead that the Longhorns have.
Credit Lori Endicott with the quick set that time.
The quarterback Lori.
Milliken on the serve. Is that off?
They're saying it's out. The call, and all 3 referees that time made the call that it was out. A little bit of indecision, I guess, but
7-5 Texas. Parsons trying for the little dink. There we get the kill by Linda Barsnett. So Nebraska on the side out, trailing 7-5.
Jim, you know, we're talking about Lori Endicott being the quarterback or the trigger man on this Husker offense. I don't know that we can get a shot at it. I don't think we can, quite frankly. But the signals that she gives out there, it's really kind of interesting to watch. She'll signal behind her back, and then they'll also have, of course, the vocal or the audibles that they use. But she'll also use the hand signals, and perhaps we can get a shot of that here sometime this evening.
There is the jump serve and a service ace for Becky Boley. 7-6 Texas.
Happiness is a jump serve by Becky Boley. There's another one.
And there is putting it away is Linda Barsnett. We have a tie game at 7.
Barsnett, of course, a big figure. Here she is between the double block. And right off of Grimmel's left hand, and Grimmel never able to get control of that shot. Of course, the shot was hit too hard for her to do that. Here's Boley on the jump serve once again.
This one's long. This was like a 10 or 12-point run in basketball. Lady Huskers back now into a tie at 7.
I think Becky is so pumped up, Jim. The adrenaline was just moving on her.
Stacy Nichols on the serve for the Longhorns.
Good back set and a point by Carla Baker.
Carla Baker on the kill.
Back set that time by Lori Endicott to Carla Baker, and then Carla able to hit it hard enough, knock it off that defender, and off the court. So side out Nebraska.
Shelfout setting it up. And And the kill put away by Harrell.
She's only a sophomore, folks. Playing like a seasoned veteran. You know, she again, not involved in volleyball in high school until her last year, and then did not play club volleyball at all. So she's just learning.
Now, what's the call?
Referee is signaling out.
Okay. Fans didn't like it.
The Huskers thought it was in. The fans thought it was in, but the referees said,
8-7. This time putting it away is Carla Baker.
Carla didn't want to have any indecision on that call. There it is right there. You saw Carla with the spike and the kill.
You know, the amazing thing to me, Abe, we talk about the reaction time of the players. How about the cameramen? They're picking up this stuff.
Oh, it's incredible.
There's a service error by Linda Barsness. Quickly reassured by her teammates, everything's okay. Side out to Texas. Dagmara Shisha. That's a tough one.
Like I said, Jim, you can call her Dag.
That flat serve caused all kinds of problems. And there's Val Novak on the kill. Side out to Nebraska.
Smart play again that time to hit the ball to that outside. Ensure that no return of the pass or the hit will be made by the Longhorns. And there's going to be a point for Nebraska. Sischak just not able to get low enough and get underneath the ball and control the ball, as we talked about, that forearm control.
We're tied at 8. Game 2. Excellent block at the net by Dawn Davenport.
Davenport that time anticipating that play from Nebraska. The pass again a little bit deep, and she was able to anticipate that play and get up and make that play. Excellent stuff. Just good court sense. And there we see the shot too long by Davenport, side out to Nebraska.
Novak will serve, left-hander. And that one, a little mixed up in communication back there by Texas.
And Jim, it was also one of those floating serves. Now maybe we can pick it up. The ball's going to kind of float a little bit. There you see it. And Harrell just not sure what to do with it. She could not control it. Point to Nebraska.
Good dig that time by Carla Baker.
Oh, she hit it twice.
Hit it twice, and they didn't call it. And now it's out of bounds. It's out of bounds by the Longhorns. Boy, there would have been a real complaint here. You watch this one. Here's the setup.
Watch once there, and then the second time. Now, yeah, you can do that in the sandlots maybe, and you got something else right on it, but not in this league, and not according to these rules. The same player cannot touch that ball twice consecutively. So, well,
here's a very smart timeout by Nick Haley, trying to regroup now as Nebraska with momentum, trailing 8-7, now back in it, and now leading 10-8 in game 2. Huskers lost the first game 15-12, so a good timeout. Haley, of course, he's no stranger to this game of volleyball. He has 4 starters returning from that team that played in the NCAA. And he has a whole history. He averages 34 wins a year. His teams have made 2 consecutive trips to the NCAA. Looking for another return, and
not too bad.
From what we've seen, they're in pretty good shape. Huskers get it across. There's a nice dump that time by Shelfout, and there's the momentum breaker. And now Shelfout will serve, with the Longhorns trailing by 2. Both teams struggling. Endicott on the set. And it's in. That one by Janet Cruz. Her skill looked long.
In by a chin, Jim. Wow.
And this one is way long by Cruz on her serve. So on the service error, it goes over to Texas on the side out. This is Grimmel. A little dink across the net by Virginia Stair. Side out to Nebraska.
Serving game tonight. Here we'll see it again. Good shot that time up the middle by Stair.
And again, this one sails on Virginia Stair.
Jim, it's really been the serve, of course, has been a big factor tonight, and these unforced errors on the serve by Nebraska have been real critical thus far to Nebraska's chances.
I think part of it. And there's Carla Baker on the kill off of Shishchak. I think it's possibly because these two teams are so pumped up. 10-8 the score. Lori Endicott serving now for the Huskers. That one was off the hand of one of the Nebraska players. Side out to Texas. 10-8 the score. Huskers on top by 2. That time the Longhorns couldn't get to it. You know that ball is still in play, and it was almost in Mick Haley's lap.
Thought maybe she was going to go up on the chair and try to get it.
Side out to the Huskers. This is Linda Barsness. And her serve is long.
What is that, 4 in a row now?
I think it is.
Yeah. Got to be able to control that ball and get that serve into it.
Abe, we'll talk about those long serves in a minute here.
Okay.
Here's the serve by Texas. There's a little change in strategy. Putting it away is Janet Cruz, who saw the opening down the left side.
Right here, she's going to see that Harrell is way out of position. There, Harrell, you see on her with her hand on the floor. Harrell way out of position. Janet Cruz able to pick that up with her height, get over the block, and make the point.
Side out to Nebraska. Oh, put the Don Davenport on the spike there, and it's the side out to Texas. I was going to say that Nebraska, we'll get to it in a minute. There's Don Davenport on the put away, on the kill. I was going to say that Nebraska was serving it a little deeper, Aid. Maybe they want to get it back there so Texas has a little tougher time getting into their passing offense.
You bet. Keep them on that back baseline. The problem, of course, is we've been long with about 4 of those serves, quite long.
Novak on the kill, but a good block that time by... Now this is off the hands of... I believe it's off of Virginia Stair.
I think it was, Jim. I think you're absolutely right. Now, that's Dawn Davenport, and she'll be serving for the Longhorns right now.
10-9. Nebraska by 1. How about the dink that time? A little dump there by...
I think it was Virginia Stair.
I think it was, too.
With the sleight of hand. Here, we'll see it again. Yes, it was. Virginia Stair with the little Carson magic.
Novak on the serve. That one blocked at the net by the Huskers, but out of bounds. And so it goes back over to Texas on the side out. To Shelp out. Whoa, great timing that time by Lori Endicott. The quick set and Stair on the kill.
See it on that first pass right there. The two blockers, of course, thinking that perhaps was it Barsness over there was going to field that pass, but no, that did not happen. And it was a quick spike. And again, a service error.
Boy, the Huskers having their problems there on that one. 10-9 the score, Nebraska. Here's Grimmel. Good save that time by the Longhorns. There's killed by Linda Barsness. Side out Huskers.
And what looked to be a tough play, or perhaps might be a tough play, ends up side out Huskers. Barsness able to capitalize on the long high pass. It looked like for a minute there was going to be an easy shot for the Longhorns.
Huskers putting it away. This time Carla Baker. The amazing thing, watch this one now. Good reaction again by Baker. She almost mistimed it. Got it across.
Ball just kind of went for a walk along the top of the net and was able to come on down as a timeout is called here with the Huskers up 11-9.
Amazingly enough, or maybe ironically, Nebraska in the first game saw Texas put on the defensive charge and kept Nebraska from scoring. That's what's happening now. Texas having a hard time getting a point.
And also, Jim, Nebraska contributing to their woes to some extent, of course, with the errors on service. And I think we're probably up to maybe 6 errors or 7 errors on service. If we can eliminate those items, then perhaps the Huskers can control this game and have great success tonight. But yeah, they're playing great defense. They're playing some inspired volleyball right now as we look at that Husker huddle, and they're coming out back onto the floor.
11-9 our score. Nebraska on top. In there for Nebraska right now, Virginia Stair will be serving. Janet Cruz, Val Novak, Linda Barsness, Carla Baker, and Lori Endicott. There is Gwendolyn Harrell. Now, wait a minute. Yeah, I thought it was in. Okay, he was pointing that it was in. I thought he was saying it was out. That would have been a nice break.
Janet Cruz was questioning the call, of course. She thought it was out.
We had a pretty good angle on it that time from our vantage point and could see that it was in.
Glad McEnroe doesn't play this game.
This one is long. Linda Barsness on the kill attempt, and it's point for the Longhorns. It's 11-10. Susie Nichols on the serve. Good block that time by Don Davenport, and the match is tied at 11, and Terry Pettit says, let's take a timeout. I think on the setup that time at the net, Lori Endicott a little outmatched as she tried to just dump it across. She had Don Davenport staring her in the face, a 6'1" versus 5'9".
Yeah, sometimes that'll intimidate you a little bit, but Lori, of course, great competitor, and I think simply the ball basically just handcuffed her as we look at, I think that's Spike, the mascot.
That's who it is.
Helping with the cheerleaders, but again, that ball basically handcuffed Lori, and she just could not do much with it. Just physically, the location, she just could not do anything with it, Jim. And Longhorns are coming back.
But the Longhorns were stuck on 9 for a long time. Now they picked up 2 consecutive points on Susie Nichols' serve. Carla Baker puts this one away. Carla Baker on the kill.
See it right here again. Carla Baker down that right line and just hit so terribly hard, not a chance to return.
Lori Endicott. Huskers trying to dig it out, couldn't get it. Side out to Texas.
Tim, we talked about the speed of the ball at times in the work that we've done in the volleyball matches. In this game here, we've had different opinions, but the velocity of this ball travels anywhere from about 70, 75 miles an hour on up to 90, 95 miles an hour at this level. The men are going to hit it somewhere in that category on up to maybe 100 to 120 miles an hour. So some of these people out here are hitting that ball in that upper echelon around the 85, 90 mile an hour category.
Linda Barsness. Trying to put it away. Texas. Is that in?
Yes,
it is in. That one was very, very close.
We'll see it again right here, and very clearly in about a foot.
Just barely. 12-11. Texas getting the point. Terry Pettit was pleading his case. You know, regardless of what happens here, I think Nebraska has played extremely well. Losing the first game 15-12, and one of the finer first games I've seen for a while, or any game. And this one at 12-11. Right now with Harrell on the serve. Harrell with the service error. And that's a big break for Nebraska. Now it's Linda Barsness. There was a great maneuver by Don Davenport making that kill.
You talk about great maneuvers. There you see it. It's a moving hit. Now, a lot of times you're going to see a ball that's set up and down, and it's going to be a stationary position. But on that play there, it's a moving hit, and it's almost impossible to stop it. The blockers just don't have any idea where that ball's going to come out at, and almost virtually impossible to stop.
Texas on the side out.
Back set.
Here's the kill by Val Novak off of Grimmel. And so side out Nebraska. And it's Carla Baker who will serve.
Carla's going to hit her old floater out here right now. I can tell it. Feel it.
Carla has
there it is.
22 service aces this year. And Grimmel on the kill for Texas.
The big kaboom, the big pound right down from Grimmel.
and Virginia Stair.
See it again right in that seam. Nobody there, and great effort, great location by Stair as we look at Novak ready to serve.
Very nice hitting percentage there by Novak. Now that was put away by Grimmel once more. The kill through the block to the Huskers. Side out, Texas. Trying to keep it alive that time. Good block at the net on Janet Cruz's attempted spike, and so it's 13-11. Sue Shelfout serving for the Longhorns. There's a block at the net. It's Susie Nichols getting it back across, and so it's now 14-11, and now the Longhorns serve for game 2.
I think we're talking a net violation, Jim.
And Texas did not dispute it. I was looking at one of the assistant coaches. He was nodding his head.
Well, the first referee has called a net violation. I know he was signaling that. And we're going to see, I think we're going to see Geraldine Obermiller come in to serve. Yes, it is. There she is.
Geraldine's a defensive specialist. Look who they went to that time. Their ace. The block that time by the Huskers went wide, and so it's side out Texas with Janine Grimmel serving for the Longhorns and game 2. And there it is, the block that time at the net, and Texas has won game 2 by the score of 15-11.
See this, the point for the game right here. Good serve that time. And then who else but Harold to put it away for the point for the second game. Now what do we have? 15-11.
15-11 to Texas. They have won the first 2 games, so if they win game 3, that will be it. We'll be back with more volleyball action. Husker volleyball right after these words. For Texas, having won game 1 15-12 and taking game 2 15-11, and I think there were some pretty good stories in game 2, Abe, to explain why the Longhorns picked up the victory.
Well, Jim, in the first category, something we discussed, of course, while game 2 was in progress, service errors. Nebraska had 10 service errors in that game. There you see the stats for game 2. Well, what are we talking about? 28 on the sets, 30 kills, and 4 aces. So again, if you just look at those stats, you would say Nebraska, of course, playing extremely well, should be winning some games here. But again, they just haven't been able to put it away. Blocks in that game, in game 2, Texas had 6 blocks, Nebraska none. So Texas just coming to the fore. And again, I think those service errors really critical in game 2. That tells the story, at least in my mind.
I think also Gwendolyn Harrell and Don Davenport came up with some big kills at opportune times, points when they really needed them. And we must also mention in the same breath Janine Grimmel.
You bet. Just on your screen just a second ago, you saw Harrell and Davenport, 2 high-class quality volleyball players. Of course, Davenport in the running for All-America honors this year. And I tell you what, the way Harrell has played here this evening, Jim, she ought to be in the running also. She's only a sophomore, but she's just played a quantum of volleyball here tonight. And I tell you, if there's a finer player anywhere around, I'd like to see. And again, she's not long in experience in this game of volleyball, but she just has great natural ability to run, jump, hit, and do all the things that you need to do to play this game extremely well. We're just about ready to get underway here with game 3. Of course, the Huskers with their backs totally up against the wall now. Pressure entirely on them, and I would not be surprised to see Texas just take some liberties with the position they now occupy in this match.
Well, the first game, Nebraska held its own. They didn't exactly jump out to that lead they wanted, but Texas put on a run, and Nebraska just had a difficult time getting any points at all for a very long stretch of time. In game 2, it was just the opposite, but then Texas finally called a timeout, regrouped, scored 2 quick points to tie it up, and then really took control of the match. Here we go. It'll be Sue Shelfout who will serve starting game 3. Oh, this one is long. So Texas with the point at 1-0.
Attendance tonight at 1,163. Good crowd, fine crowd.
Well, they'll erupt if Nebraska gets rolling here. Gwendolyn Harrell just really nailing that one. And Texas jumps out front 2-0 here in game 3.
Harrell just continues to roll here this evening. Started out strong, and she's still in net capacity.
Good block at the net that time. Nichols and Grimmel. Now we have a net violation on the part of Texas. 2-0 Texas. It'll be Virginia Stair who will serve. She stands about 10 feet back of the serving line. And this time Grimmel can't get it into the passing position.
Again, that forearm control. You need to have that forearm control to make those return passes.
2-1, Texas. Good dig that time by Grimmel. This one goes long. Nope.
I think they're saying the Longhorn tipped it, Jim. The indication from the referee. Point to Nebraska.
2-2.
Stair on the serve.
Again, this time Texas having trouble digging it out. Look at that one by the kill by Gwendolyn Harrell.
We're going to see another slam dunk by Harrell right here. You talk about pound for pound, that's it right there. What a play.
This time Carla Baker puts it away. Side out Nebraska.
Carla's been doing a lot of that tonight. I'll be interested to see just what her final kill category will be on the evening.
Endicott on the serve. This time Nebraska will not be able to get to it. They'll chase it into the hallway.
She went through the open door.
That was Nichols who on the kill. And Nichols will now serve. Set a record. Look at that hitting percentage. 8.846. Now, if you're serving at .300, that's considered very good. And there's Don Davenport.
Well, Don, of course, saw nobody on the right side there. See the right side of the net right down there. Nobody there at all. And she's able just to slam the ball down to the right side. Usually she knows where she's going with that ball, but again, adjust a little bit. And there's a good shot, a good spike right up the middle by Carla Baker.
Carla saw it all the way and right in through the middle of that Texas defense. And it's side out Nebraska. 3-2 Longhorns with the early lead here in game 3. The Longhorns win this game, then it's all over.
Becky Boley on the serve, Jim, that jump serve. That time Harrell and Davenport were there at the net to make the block.
Janet Cruz puts it away.
And there you see that kill shot. Boley now on the serve. Back to linebacker.
Boley is causing us some problems. There's a great save by Lori Endicott. Val Novak almost got there. Official says that Novak with a violation. So it's 3-3. And Texas with the serve. This is Harrell.
Official said one of our players was under the net, and that is a violation.
This time trying to dig it out was Boley, and she couldn't get to it. 4-3 Texas. Now Barsness is back in for Nebraska.
Good shot of Gwendolyn Harrell right there, the individual we've been talking about a great deal this evening.
Ooh, good save that time by the Longhorns. Good job by Val Novak. Harrell could do nothing with it, and Novak with the kill. Side out Huskers.
Simply self-defense that time by Harrell because Novak was up there for the pound downtown, and she made it. About put a hole in Harrell.
Now what do we got?
Another net violation.
Net violation there on the part of Nebraska, so this one will go to Texas on the side out. 4-3, Longhorns on top. This is Sheeschuk. See if Harrell can get to it. Yeah, she does. Good job. Free ball for Nebraska. Virginia Stair put it away. Didn't matter. It looked like we had a...
Well, watch Chuck. She's going to wave at it when it goes by right here. Goodbye.
We had netting called on Texas anyway. It's 4-3 Nebraska, or 4-3 Texas. Shelbout just keeping it alive. Huskers now going to have to try to get this one in position. Endicott sends it over, and this is free ball for Texas. Excellent block at the net by Virginia Stair against Grimmel's spike.
Tell you what, she got up over the net as we discussed earlier. Watch her arms extend over the net right here, right there. Great fundamental execution by Virginia Stair.
How about this one? That was Lori Endicott. It was Janet Cruz doing the setting.
Yep.
And Endicott puts it away.
Lori can hit it with the best of them, too. There you see right there. Lori can get some velocity on the ball. Usually she's quarterbacking. She's setting. She's calling the signals. That time she hit.
Grimmel. A little dump that time over the net.
That's just good court sense by Grimmel there. Again, able to spot that open space. That back man, back person in that defensive lineup just not able to get over there quick enough.
Don Davenport has been somewhat silent in game 3. That time trying for the little dink over the net was Stair and couldn't get it. It's 5-5 now. Texas ties it. They set it up for Endicott. And there's the kill by Janet Cruz. Side out, Huskers.
Janet Cruz, of course, a freshman from Fort Calhoun, Nebraska. And there you see, with the spike and the point, or side out Nebraska, I should say, Janet Cruz going to be a great player for Nebraska.
Angie Milliken in from the bench to serve. Can't get it. So Milliken gets it home on the service ace, 6-5. I think I'm not sure who that went off of, but I think it went off Shishchak. And Shelfout tried to save it and couldn't get it.
Another good serve there.
Good job by Texas to save the point. Good block. What good volley coming up right here. Parsons trying for the kill.
Excellent set that time by Shelfout.
How about this exchange? There it is, the kill by Linda Parsons. Nebraska has taken a 7-5 lead.
Some good fundamental volleying going on right there. Now Barsness is going to run one down to the right in the seam or right past Harrell.
That's a short angle that time, and she got it home. Good dig that time by Novak. Now what do we got? Netting violation on the part of Texas. It's an 8-5 lead, and Mick Haley says, let's take a timeout. He is very, very upset with Janine Grimmel.
Yeah, they're having a good discussion right there, as you can see. I guess that's a fatherly discussion. Coach to player.
Haley's getting in all the words here.
We'll see it again.
This is the volley that we saw some really, really fine saves here. There's one. There's another one.
See, they're handling the ball well and making those passes, and that's what they didn't do last night.
There's the setup now and the point.
You know, you talk about fatherly discussions. I had a few of those with a gentleman that used to coach me down here at the University of Nebraska called Bob Devaney. And I guess I can't really get into all the things we talked about, but I had a few of those, just like Grimmel had with her coach, Mick Haley.
8-5, Milliken on the serve for Nebraska as play resumes. Good save that time of the Huskers. Now what do we got? Netting violation against Texas.
Well, I'll tell you what, that was a great save because, again, as we discussed earlier, it was one of those moving hits, which are so terribly hard to defend against. A moving hit, Great save in the backcourt back there, and then, of course, the net violation to cause the side up to Nebraska. So here we go once again.
Cindy Williams is in for Texas. And Barsness' serve is long this time. Barsness was set up for the kill, but just couldn't get it down. It's 9-5, and now Harrell is back in. Just a quick substitution that time to let Harrell catch her breath. I was going to say, I'd like to see her sit out the third game, the remainder of it.
You and a lot of folks on that bench over there all dressed in red.
Sue Shelfout on the serve for Texas. Excellent dink that time by Virginia Stair. Side out Huskers.
Here you see it once again. Gets up over the blocker. That was number 12 for the Longhorns, Stacy Nichols. Stair able to get up over her and just dink it down her backside.
And there's another dink by Carla Baker. And it's 10-5.
There it is once more, another dink. This time Baker able to successfully execute that shot.
Good block at the net that time off of Harrell's spike. And Barsness puts it away. Linda Barsness.
I want to tell you, that was a great pass by Lori Endicott. Again, the quarterback of the Husker team, as she has been this whole season and last year, but a great cross-court pass to set up Barsness for that kill. Without that sort of pass, of course, Barsness never able to make that shot. So good, again, good fundamental execution by those two players.
Kimberly Comula is in now for Texas. Here this time, just a little dump across the net by Harrell. And so it'll go over to Texas.
See, Harrell can do that, Jim. You know, she hits the ball so hard. Everybody's looking for that sort of shot. And all of a sudden, she's going to come up with a little dink shot like that, catching everybody off guard.
There's the kill by Carla Baker. And so Nebraska gets it on the side out now, leading 11-5. Even though they played well in the first two, they're playing even better in game 3. This one, a kill by Harrell. Side out, Longhorns. Stacy Nichols will serve. Barsness puts it away. It was tipped by Texas.
I think we're going to see some substitutions now. Janet Cruz and Becky Bowley now into the game. Bowley into to serve, that jump serve, that top spin jump serve. Last time she did it, she was able to score a point or two. So we'll see if she's able to come in here at a very critical stage here in game 3.
Texas has had trouble with it. And again they have trouble. Diving for it was Annette Garza. She could not come up with it. It is 12-5. Texas trailing in this one by 7. There is a nice little dink by Dawn Davenport. As we said, we haven't heard much from her in game 3. So it goes over to Texas now. It'll be Gwendolyn Harrell on the serve. They'll wipe up some perspiration off the floor.
Don's dad was an All-American football player at twice, Jim, at UCLA. Good athletic bloodlines in that family.
Harrell getting ready for the serve. Good save that time by Grimmer. And Janet Cruz on the kill. Well, this is what Nebraska has to continue to do. Watch the hit here.
See, Cruz able to get up over the two blockers at the net and then find that seam, find that middle ground.
Nebraska must make sure Texas does not get on a run. Right now, the Huskers are in control at 12-5. Carla Baker will serve. Good job. A good dig out by Novak. Good block at the net. Janet Cruz on the block. 13-5 Nebraska.
Janet Cruz has been a big factor here in game 2. Now watch here at the net. She and Is she going to do this alone? Yes, she does. She does it all on her own. A single block.
The block solo by Janet Cruz. Carla Baker, rather. Baker had 5 aces against Colorado last month. Now, that serve right to Grimmel, and Grimmel with the problem handling it. It's 14-5, and here is Carla Baker serving for game 3.
That might be it. No, good.
Good
reaction
save
by
that time.
Sischak. Oh, no.
Actually, I think there might have been a poor choice that time by the Huskers. That ball was going out wide and would have been out. However, that's easy to say from up here. 14-5. Sischak on the serve for Texas. There's the little dump that time by Virginia Stair.
See how critically important it is to return that serve up to the net so Lori Endicott can set it properly, and that's what happens. You get the quick transition from the defense to the offense. You get the quick point. Here we go for game point.
Val Novak on the serve. Williams. And Texas not into it that time. At the net, set for the kill is Janet Cruz. And she puts it away, and Nebraska comes back in game 3 with a resounding 15-5 win.
See the shot here for game point. That's Val Novak on the serve. High return, and Cruz just simply up and able to put it down. Good set right there by Lori Endicott, and now the point.
Well, you have to wonder, Abe, if the size of that victory gave the Huskers some confidence now that they can actually play with Texas.
Well, I tell you what, it should. If the other 2 games that they've been in, Jim, even with those errors that they committed, they still were not out of the games all that much. 15-12, 15-11. But if that didn't do it, this game most certainly should have, because the 15-5 victory is a rollover. And there we see game 3 stats.
The set assists in favor of Nebraska. Also the kills 14-8, and 4 service aces in that game. I think the one of the things that happened that I noticed in game 3 there, when it was 12-5, I think at that point Mick Haley really felt that the game was going to go to Nebraska. He did at that point bring in Annette Garza. He brought in Cindy Williams and really rested Harrow a little bit. And also another gal that came in was Kimberly Comula. So I think he pretty much felt that we'll just go ahead and let them take game 3. We'll come back real strong in game 4.
Well, they probably not too far off on that philosophy, Jim. You know, I guess he maybe thought, let's not expend too much more effort, get it over with, and let's get on to game 4. But, you know, he's a competitor. They're going to try to go after the game, but I notice now a lot of the, I guess you'd call the second line players are warming up on the Longhorn side of the court. And perhaps we'll see some of these players in game 4. But Nebraska's got some new life, and they're going to come back strong, I'll guarantee you. They think they can win this match now. And we're going to go into game 4 and see if that can be done, at least win that game, and then hopefully move on into the 5th game to decide this match.
Well, this is a very, very tough Texas team. Obviously, incidentally, I got to correct something that I had said earlier, Abe. We were talking about Texas. They were 4th in the poll at one time, the American Volleyball Coaches Association. They lost last week to Long Beach State. That loss dropped them down to 6th in one poll. The NCAA has them rated 5th, just 1 notch ahead of Nebraska.
Right. I think we're rated 5th and 6th again, as we talked in our pregame show. Depending on which poll you look at, Nebraska and the Longhorns from Texas are rated 5th and 6th, depending on which poll you look at. So, again, 2 powerhouse teams, and as reflected here this evening, they really they can play this game and play it with great verve, great talent, and great style.
Angie Milliken will serve to open game 4 for us. And we got some quickie stats here. Abe, let's try to get them in before we start.
Some leading hitters for all 3 games for Nebraska: Virginia Stair with 19 kills, Quandalyn Harrell for Texas with 14 kills. In the assist category, Lori Endicott with 63 in the evening, and Sue Sheffout with 44 for the Longhorns from Texas. Here we go with Milliken on the serve.
Milliken is a flat serve. A little dink that time. Virginia Stair tried to put it across, and it's wide. And so side out to Texas.
There's Virginia.
Janine Grimmel from Dubuque, Iowa. Terry Pettit would like to have had her in the fold.
One thing Mick Haley for the Longhorns, the head coach of the Longhorns, has indicated is that he's very pleased. Oh, almost in our laps. How come you didn't have your net out on that, Jim?
That would have been relatively easy.
I was going to say about Mick Haley, though, he's very, very pleased with the play of his freshmen this year. And he's coupled that play with the experience of the seniors, and they've really, they've become a formidable team.
There was the block at the net that time, but out of bounds. And it's 2-0 Texas early here in game 4. So the Longhorns bouncing right back. Here's a service error on the part of Grimmel. Virginia Stair will serve. Stair was the first Nebraska player to collect 1,000 kills in just 3 seasons. This one is long by Gwendolyn Harrell. And so it's 2-1 Nebraska on the board.
Jim, and on the year, she's hitting .412, and as you indicated earlier, anything 300 and better is very good. But on the year, she's hitting .412, and she ranks 4th nationally in that category.
Another interesting stat I want to point out as soon as we get the opportunity. Now we get a netting violation on the part of Nebraska, so it's side out to Texas. Actually, Nebraska's hitting percentage is better on the road than it is here in the Coliseum. Endicott at the net. Now trying for the little dink. It didn't work, and Nebraska gets it on the side out.
I'll tell you, nobody loves to make a point more than Carla Baker. Now watch right here. Deflects off her hand, and she's going to celebrate right there. She loves to make those points.
Endicott on the service error, and so it's side out Texas. Harrell will serve for Texas. And Linda Barsness on the kill. Janet Cruz will check in for Angie Milliken.
You noticed Virginia Stair came over and said something to Linda. There's a lot of communication that goes on down on that floor. A lot of communication we miss and that people watching will miss, but a great deal of that will go on. Good shot right there by Janet Cruz.
You saw the slide by Don Davenport, but Janet Cruz stayed right with it and dinked it back across the net. See her flow with it? Now service error on the part of Barsness, a 2-2 tie here in the Coliseum. 1,100 fans or better on hand for this one.
Certain officials will be happy about that.
There's the setup by Endicott. Janet Cruz almost got it. Texas retrieves. Here's Endicott getting it set up. Now Novak. Good save. Four hits that time on the part of Texas, so the ball will go over to Nebraska on the side out. It's still 2-2.
A great play that time to save a couple of those shots by Linda Barsness. She kept the ball in play, kept it alive.
Little mix-up that time on the part of Texas, and again, a point to Nebraska. 3-2. Huskers now. Mick Haley has gone to the end of the bench and is standing. Carla Baker, flat serve. They can't get to it. Sheeschalk tried to dig it out and couldn't get it. It's now 4-2. Nebraska on a 4-0 run.
Carla Baker hits a floater at times, and that ball simply just floated on down, just virtually, again, impossible to return.
This time it was Grimmel trying to get it across and hits the net, and now it's 5-2.
One of the things the officials are going to have to do, I don't know if anybody noticed it, but there are a lot of free balls that are rolling around. That time the ball rolled across the corner of the backcourt. I think we got to keep that under control. It's for the safety of the players here.
Shelf out. Good save by Carla Baker. Novak on the set. And there's the kill by Janet Cruz.
That time she was able to get that kill shot down to the inside. We'll see it right here off of Harrell. Right to the inside. I think that's Harrell's at Grimmel. One of those two players not getting those arms extended as we talked about, and the ball just coming right. It's kind of like the ball just rolling right down a wall. Here's the point.
We're seeing Nikki Bush in for the first time, freshman from Texas out of Milwaukee, Wisconsin. So Mick Haley getting a lot of his players in there. Harrell digs this one out, and trying to get the kill was Val Novak. It's wide. And so side out to Texas. It's 6-2. And now we're going to get Garza in.
That time Val again going for the slam dunk. If we look at Spike and Volley, the two mascots for the team. But Val going for that slam dunk down the left side. But it's kind of like going for the slam dunk, Tim, and hitting the rim.
So here's Garza. This time Carla Baker trying for the pass. Goes into the net. And so point for Texas, it's 6-3. And there is Virginia Stair on the quick set and nailing it.
Again, the example of the good passing that we talked about earlier. Good, excellent passing. Quick set by Lori, and then the spike.
Good save that time by Novak. A little bit too much that time for Janet Cruz. She about put that out of the Coliseum.
She about put another hole in Volley down there at the other end, the mascot.
Side out to Texas. Score remains 6-3. Sue Shelfout is in for Texas, and she will serve. Wandel and Harrell on the kill. Tell you what, you won't stop that too many times. It was on her offside, and she nailed it. 6-4, Nebraska. Game 4. This time, Endicott trying for the kill. It's long. Nebraska now calling for a timeout as Texas now gets on a roll, pulls within 6-5.
Good time for Terry Pettit to take that timeout, calm things down here, regroup, get his players back together, and see if they can extend another string as they did early on in Game 4 here.
Well, Nebraska leading this one 6-5, lost the first two games, in case you just joined us, 15-12, 15-11, and then stormed back to win Game 3, 15-5. They started off well. After overcoming a 2-0 deficit, they went out with 6 straight points. Now Texas coming back with 3 of their own. 3 of its own, I guess I should say. Now the serve by Shelfout. It isn't handled by Linda Barsness. It's now tied at 6. By the way, Shelfout came off the bench here. And this one is in. That one by Stacy Nichols. It's 7-6.
I guess we've got ourselves a bona fide rally here by the Longhorns from Texas. You'll see that ball safely in the corner.
Endicott. Nice save by the Longhorns. Good job by Texas to keep it alive. This one is too long by Grimmel. And so now it will be side out to Nebraska. Here comes Angie Milliken, replacing Janet Cruz. Well, that stopped the big run by the Longhorns.
Hopefully Milliken can get the move with the serve here right now, Jim. Why she came into the ball game. She does have an excellent serve.
Setting it up for Harrell, and she fights right through the block. Stair and Endicott to get the kill.
See it again right here. Harrell again going, finding the hole in the block right there between those two blockers.
Free ball here for Texas. That time Nichols gets it home, and point to Texas, make it 8-6.
Again, one of those hits that had it been, had she left it go, Jim, probably would have been out. But, of course, Val is a great player, and it's tough to make those decisions that quickly. We can second guess all day up here.
That was not a point. That was a side out to Texas. Harrell was trying for the little dink. It was blocked at the net, and Nebraska that time put it away. A couple of block assists that time, so it's now, well, they did put the point up. Okay, so I was right the first time. It's 8-6 now. McKaylee trying to keep him honest at the scorer's table.
Remember, that first answer is usually always the right one, Jim.
There's the kill that time by Shishchuk. You know, I don't know what it is, Abe, but I mentioned that Don Davenport was silent in Game 3. We now finally see her here in Game 4 for the first time. I don't know if maybe we've got, possibly an endurance problem here.
I really don't know. I can't see or detect any noticeable sign of any sort of injury, Jim. She doesn't look to have any problem that way.
How about the dink that time by Linda Barsness? Side out Nebraska. Lori Endicott will serve.
Watch Linda Barsness over here just put it down behind and in between all three players from Texas.
Big out that time by Endicott. That one, Shishchuk on the kill.
Right through the outstretched arms that time of Val Novak. Again, good power on the hit by Shishchuk. Harrell ready to serve.
We have another good one going here. 8-6 Texas. Huskers keep it alive. There was a nice dump that time by Shelfout. Lori Endicott tried to save it, couldn't.
See right here now, Shelfout usually the setter, but she detects that open space and is able to dump the ball in there, as Jim just described. And we're going to do a little house cleaning there. You see the score. Texas now leading Nebraska 9-6 here in Game 4.
Well, it's a critical point in Game 4 right now. Texas with the advantage by 3. And, of course, a win here would end it.
Still in it. All right.
And you can literally turn out the lights, so the party's over if they win Game 4. Terry Pettit, head coach Terry Pettit there, regrouping his players. Lady Huskers moving back out onto the floor now, and they're looking for a break or two here to get back into this ball game. That's Mick Haley. He is the head coach of the Texas Longhorns that we talked about earlier. Just gave us that red Auerbach wink.
Val Novak on the kill. And that, as we mentioned, came at a very critical time.
Val hitting the ball with all of her might off the outstretched arms of those two blockers. The ball taking a quick dive down to the floor. No chance to return.
Janet Cruz and Becky Boley will check in for Nebraska. Barsness and Milliken will get a breather.
You know what's coming from Boley. We're talking about a big topspin jump serve right here, folks, to see if she can score a point or two.
I want you to practice that, Aid, and then demonstrate it here. This is really something.
If I did that, I couldn't get up for a week.
There is a great block at the net by Shelfout. And boy, I tell you what, that turned it around. Now look, Janet Cruz against Shelfout. Cruz with the size advantage.
Problem is the ball did not get up high enough on the pass. Now, had the ball gone up a little bit higher, I think Cruz would have been able to successfully make that kill shot, Jim. But again, the pass a little bit too low.
Side out to Texas. And there, Don Davenport coming up on the quick set by Shelfout for the point. 10-6, Texas. Nebraska will have to really get back in it in a hurry.
We talked about psychological effect both before this match got underway and then before Game 4 got underway. The Huskers had a considerable lead on the Longhorns early in Game 4, and now they're down 10-6. And Jim, psychologically, it has to affect them. No question in my mind about it. We'll see how they react right here. Critical stage of this game.
Obermiller put in. She's the defensive specialist, and this serve is long. And so now it will go to Nebraska on the side out with Carla Baker on the serve.
Good presence that time by Obermiller. She's a sophomore, but good court presence to let that ball go. And side out Nebraska now. Nebraska on the serve. Carla Baker.
And service error on the part of Baker. I was about to say she has had the 22 service aces. That's twice what she had last year. Don Davenport serving for Texas at 10-6. This one is put away by Val Novak on the kill.
Jim Longhorn tipped it. The ball a little bit long, of course, on the shot, but if a Longhorn had tipped it. Point to Nebraska.
Novak on the serve. This one is long. Grimmel trying to get the kill, and it's 10-7. Nebraska trailing by 3. That time going after it, trying to keep it from dropping in was Janet Cruz. Couldn't do it as her return goes wide and out of bounds. 10-7 on the side out to Texas. Here comes Gwendolyn Harrell. Shelf out on the serve. Nice save that time. Good dig that time for Nebraska. And that time, Gwendolyn Harrell on the kill.
It was Gwendolyn Harrell on the kill shot that initial time, Jim, where I think it was Virginia Stair made the great block, but not able to execute at that time.
And there's putting it away for Nebraska. Virginia Stair.
See it again right here. Good set by Lori Endicott, and then Stair just able to hit that backcourt line, inside that backcourt line. Nobody there.
11-7, Texas by 4. Angie Milliken serving. That time at the net. Block assist to Lori Endicott and Virginia Stair. 11-8. Nebraska within 3. And Milliken on the service error. Milliken underwent major reconstructive surgery on his shoulder during the summer. She's been valuable. There's a good block at the net. The assist going to Harrell, and she's chopped. 12-8, Texas. Grimmel serving for the Longhorns.
Little delay in the action here for some housekeeping on the court. Grimmel now serving.
And this time, Virginia Stair on the kill.
She saw the opening. She was just anxious to get the ball. Look at it right there. Number 14, Virginia Stair. She saw the opening. She just couldn't get to the ball quick enough to make the hit. Fortunately, a successful hit.
That time, Texas gets it on the side out. Stair going after it, tried to dig it out, Endicott couldn't retrieve it. Stacy Nichols serving for the Longhorns. Good block that time, but a good save by the Huskers. Another good one. Oh, great save by Texas. Oh, you gotta like this volley. Look out. Gwendolyn Harrell on the kill. Nebraska was set up, but nothing you can do about that.
I'm looking right down the left side line here. You could see her coming all the way from the left, and there it is.
Nothing Carla Baker could do about that one.
No, just hope that she came out without blood on her shirt, Jim.
Endicott. Oh, great dig that time by Shelfout. A held ball at the net there. Lori Endicott up there along with a little bit of a size mismatch. Stacey Nichols will serve for the Longhorns. 13-8 the score. And here's Linda Barsness. Across, deflected by Texas out of bounds, and so it is side out to Nebraska.
Key save that time by Lori Endicott. The ball heading for the standards over there by the referee. She was able to get it out of there and get it back and accomplish that shot.
That one hit the net.
Hit the antenna.
Hit the antenna.
The ball is out when it does that.
Point for Nebraska. 13-9. Endicott, known as one of the best setters in the country. She also has 27 service aces.
We needed one there, but unfortunately the ball a little bit short. Side out for the Longhorns. Gwendolyn Harrell now on the serve.
And Carla Baker on the kill.
Again, some pinpoint passing that accounts for that sort of play. Right here, right upside the net. That creates that ability or that opportunity for that spike shot to go and to be successful. Again, great pass, great set by Lori Endicott, and then the great kill by Carla Baker.
13-9. And now McHaley says, let's bring in someone. He brings in Cindy Williams, and Harrell will get a rest. Becky Boley on the serve. Last Saturday against Western Michigan, she had 6 service aces. This one's too long. Definitely not real happy with that. She entered that game with Nebraska trailing 12-10, served 5 consecutive points.
Just what we would hope that she could do here tonight, because they need it right now. I know when she made the serve, we're sitting right up above where she served from, and she turned around with this great look of disgust on her face. She really wanted to overspin or topspin that ball in there.
She's chalk on the serve. And here's the point, a kill by Val Novak. Now, Endicott, as you probably could see, set it up backwards. They've been using the quick set, and I think this time a little change of pace. Texas did not react in time, side out Nebraska. And now we get a service error on the part of Carla Baker. This is what happened in game 2.
Again, in game 2, 10 service errors on the part of the Huskers, and they've got to be approaching that here in game 4.
And there again, the dink by Val Novak.
A good back set again that time by Lori Endicott. We talked about that this evening. Here we'll see it. There's the dink by Novak, but what we did not see was the back set by Lori Endicott.
Val Novak.
Great block.
Good block at the net.
Another great block.
Oh, good job by the Huskers to keep it alive. Good save that time by Nichols. Good job by Barsness. And there is the kill by Linda Barsness.
I tell you, that volley just about took my breath away, Jim. Some great plays out there. Linda Barsness on the kill, but she made a great save also earlier in that volley. Kept the ball alive. She took it right off the maple.
13-10. Now Texas wants a timeout here. 13-10 the score. Val Novak had put the ball in the air, had been caught it. I thought, uh-oh, we got a problem there. But the official had already signaled the timeout.
There's Mick Haley giving instructions to his people, and that last volley was just incredible. I'd say here right on the edge of my chair. And Linda Barsness, again, key in that whole volley. Terry Pettit. Now, here we see the volley we talked about. Great block right there by Virginia Stair. There's Cruz and Stair again with a block. Again, Cruz and Stair with a block. There, right there, Barsness right off the maple. Took that ball right off the floor and saved it. Cruz with a good pass right there. A back set by Endicott. Great shot, great save by the Longhorns there. Another great save by Barsness. And now the point. The ball looked to be out. I think perhaps it was out, but the critical factor there was a Longhorn hat tip, the indication from the referee.
Now a floating serve that time by... There's a great block at the net. Virginia Stair and Laurie Endicott on the block assist. 13-11.
Watch this shot right here, or block. Stair making that block. What we didn't see was that little dance afterwards, kind of a Mark Gastineau sack dance.
And there's Stacy Nichols on the slide to the right, and she nailed it. Harrell is back in now for Cindy Williams. 13-11. Sue Shelfout serving for Texas. And Virginia Stair for the kill.
She's really come on strong here in Game 4 and just playing her heart out right now. Carla Baker, everybody out there, quite frankly, just playing their heart out against these Longhorns.
Tell you what, Texas kept it alive, but... And there's the point is in. Off of Grimmel's kill attempt. Good block at the net.
I'll tell you what. Again, right off of Stair, no chance at all for the return, and that brought the crowd right out of their chairs.
13-12. Janet Cruz on the serve.
Look out. Great save by that Baker.
That'll do it. And Linda Parsnett puts it home. We have a tie game at 13 here at Game 4.
Baker looking right down the barrel of a Harrell shot, and she was able to return it, keep it in play, and keep these Huskers alive and tie up the ball game.
Again, they're going to the money player, Gwendolyn Harrell, and she gets it home on the kill. So side out to Texas.
See Harrell. He just simply knocked it right off of, was that Parsons, Jim? Or Cruz?
I think it might have been Cruz that time. It's 13-all in Game 4. Janine Grimmel on the serve. And the kill by Virginia Stair.
And the Coliseum right now is rocking and rolling. The Huskers tied at 13 right now. They have the serve. Virginia Stair now on the serve.
Good save by Novak. Two Texas players almost collided. Good dig that time by Novak.
Look out here. Here's Harrell.
Good block by the Huskers. It's a net violation on the part of Texas. Now, wait a minute. Nope.
The primary referee is calling a held ball. The secondary referee is calling a net violation. We'll play it at 13 with Nebraska on the serve.
Now, that was a very tough call right at there at a very critical moment with the score tied at 13. And I think a very good call. Keep it alive. Endicott. Free ball for Texas.
It hit the standard.
It hit the standard. It is. Hit the standard. It's a point for Nebraska. And now, Nick Haley says, let's take a timeout.
I don't know if we can get a shot of that standard of the antenna. They're right above that coach's head. You'll see a black light, actually a red light. Well, here's the timeout that Nick Haley has called, but there's an antenna on the net on either side of the net. And when the ball hits that antenna, it is out. And that's what happened on that play. Maybe we can get a shot of it here in the break.
14-13 right now, Nebraska. And when we come out of this timeout, Nebraska will be serving for the game.
Nick Haley there giving the instruction. There we see the antenna we're talking about. That little red-white antenna right next to, right in front of that primary referee right there. That's what we're talking about. When the ball hits that antenna, again, it's out of bounds. We'll see it here Harrell coming up to make the shot. There's the block, hits the net, and then hits the standard. It didn't come across the net. So, again, hits the standard. It's out of bounds.
So here is Virginia Stair serving for the game. That time, Stacy Nichols on the kill. Excellent job by the Longhorns. And now Nichols trying to keep her team alive. Remember, you have to win by 2.
Good set by Endicott.
And how about Linda Barson?
She makes the great kill after a great set by Lori Endicott. Again, we talked about pinpoint passing, passing off the serve, and that's why that happened.
Serving for the game. And Gwendolyn Harrell on the kill.
You talk about money ball player. I think you called her the money ball player, Jim, and she is the money ball player.
14-13 Nebraska.
It's tipped.
It is. It was tipped and in.
I think the ball was in. It hit the line back there, but it was also tipped according to the referee. Side out Nebraska now serving again for the game.
And DeBarsness on the serve. Good block at the net. Couple of good saves.
Get up there.
Good dig that time. And Carla Baker puts it home. Carla Baker.
Carla tried once to sneak one by. That was not successful. She tried it again the second time. She won the game with that shot. What a game, Jim. Great effort.
Well, you have to like the effort Nebraska made coming from a 13-9 deficit to put this one away, and this crowd loves it. And now, I want you to be honest with me, Abe. Did you not think when it was 2-0 that we were going home early tonight?
But it crossed my mind a time or two, but we're going to go into this 5th and final and deciding game right there. You see the scores 15-12 and 15-11 in favor of Texas, and then 15-5, really a rollover by Nebraska in that game 3, and then 15-13, a real and most exciting game here in game 4. And we're getting set, getting ready to go to game 5 here in a few minutes.
Well, we'll be back with more Husker volleyball right after this timeout. 5, as there you see it, Texas winning the first 2 games in very, very well-played games at that, 15-12, 15-5. Nebraska came out with a vengeance in game 3 and won by 10. And then in game 4, one of the most spectacular games of the match, Nebraska pulling it out 15-13. Now we'll take a look at the winning point for the Huskers. As we get set for the serve. Oh, we have to say again with fine camera work.
Good block right there by Baker, right, Jim? Now watch Carla Baker right there. She tried to hit it back without any sort of pass back. Wasn't able to sneak it in.
Right there.
Right.
Virginia Stair.
Virginia Stair. And then Baker on the spike. Right.
So the set assists go to Nebraska 19-13 that time. Kills fairly close. But this time the Longhorns with 3 service aces. That was a switch. And Nebraska coming up with the win in game 4.
Jim, in the first game of this evening, as far as blocks go, Texas had 9 blocks, Nebraska 1 in the first 2 games, I should say. And in the last 2 games, Nebraska switched the tables with respect to blocks, Nebraska having 8 blocks and Texas 2. So we talked earlier about momentum and shifts, and these are the kind of stats, of course, that indicate those sorts of things. Also, Nebraska able to cut down on their service errors, and that really accounted for a great deal of the success that they had in game 4. So
now, will Texas be able to reverse that momentum? That'll be the question.
Well, that's why you like to play at home. So the Huskers are eager and ready. I was very anxious to see how they came out of that entryway down at the other end of the court. They came out of there confident, smiling, and say, let's go. So
I believe it'll be Angie Milliken who will serve for Nebraska as we start game 5.
Looks like the Texas lineup involves all of the people who started at game 1 and game 2, Jim.
Wandolin Harrell, Shishchak, Stacy Nichols, Janine Gremmel, Don Davenport, and Sue Shelfout. Serving now is Milliken, and we're underway in game 5. Here's too long on the kill by Stacy Nichols, and so point for Nebraska. Huskers start game 5 with a 1-0 lead. Good block there by the Huskers. Nice save that time by Nebraska. And a dink good by Linda Barsnett.
Tell you, Angie Milliken made a great save over on the right side. We're going to see Barsnett dink it in right here. Slide it in that back door. But Angie Milliken made a great save over on that right side. Here she is on the serve.
2-0 Nebraska. And this one goes long and wide. And so to be side out Texas, 2-0 Huskers. Janine Gremmel will serve. And they cannot get it. A little dink across the net. And so it's side out Nebraska.
See it again right here. Again tapped, or tipped I should say, by Stacy Nichols. And then the ball just dies. No chance to get underneath and even attempt a return.
Loading serve by Dare. Putting that one away is Shishchak. Goes side out Texas. And we have more moisture. Well, more moisture down there on the floor for a minute. But Virginia Stair may have been hurt, but she was not. She was just trying to make sure she could locate the moisture.
Shishchak, we mentioned earlier, from Poland, been in this country 4.5 years. Last year was voted the Southwest Conference Newcomer of the Year. I can see why.
Texas going after it, and Shishchak getting it across. Barsnett with the kill against Davenport and Harrell. And as the old commercial says, it doesn't get any better than that.
There's the shot right off that outside arm again by Barsnett. Lori Endicott on the serve, right back to live action.
There's a quick set and the kill by Davenport. Set assist by Shelfout. Wandolin Harrell, there's Davenport. Good shot of her. Wandolin Harrell will serve for Texas. 2-0 Huskers, game 5. And a service error on the part of Harrell. I think that might be the first mistake she's made all night.
I think it is.
She hasn't made a mistake since she walked in the door.
One mistake out of 5 games isn't too bad.
So it's 2-0, side out to Nebraska, and here comes Becky Boley. Watch this jump serve with all kinds of spin. Good block. Down Novak. Dig that time by Gremmel. Now free ball for Nebraska. And the kill by Janet Cruz.
And again, hitting the ball right between Davenport and Shelfout. We'll see it right here, 15 and 10 right there. Okay, you see the hole in the block right there. And Cruz is able to find that hole and put it through.
This time the serve is long by Boley. And a 3-0 lead for Nebraska. It'll be Shishchak serving for Texas. Nick Haley looks remarkably calm. That one is a short serve. Dig out by Harrell. And a kill by Davenport.
Good teamwork that time between Shelfout. We'll see it right here, right up close. Shelfout, kind of a short set, but enough to get Davenport in between the block and score on the spike. That's Shishchak right there getting ready to serve. A little communication going on with she and her teammates prior to that.
And there's the kill by Carla Baker. A 3-1 lead for Nebraska. And now Huskers on the side out. Baker will serve. Excellent job. Baker also standing back from the serving line. And service error. Is very upset. That's been one of the stories of this match tonight. Nebraska having trouble getting that serve in. Don Davenport now. Oh, great dig by Harrell. And Davenport sends it over to the Husker side. There's the kill. Virginia Stare.
And what looked like a sure point on that previous hit turns into a sure point right here. There you see it again. Right off, that's Grimmel, I believe. The ball glanced off of for the point.
Lots of spin on Novak's serve. Good block it by Cruz. And Grimmel gets the kill for Texas. Side out for the Longhorns. To Shelfout, who has had some pretty good success here on her serve. There's a little dump by Virginia Stare. Side out Nebraska.
Right between Nichols that time and Grimmel.
Angie Milliken is checked in and she will serve. Here's the money player. Good save by Baker. And now Barsness. Barsness gets it home. Linda Barsness on the kill.
That time Shishak in the backcourt, just not quite in the right spot, I should say. Here's Barsness on the drive. Kill shot right there. No chance at all for Shishak to react.
4-1 Nebraska. Swindle and Harrell. Kept alive by the Huskers. Oh, I tell you what, that's an excuse me. Barsness on the kill. Harrell just went down, dug it out, and sent it into the opposite court for side out Texas. 4-1 the score remains.
She said, I'd rather be lucky than good.
Now Barsness having trouble with the angle, catches the net, and it's 4-2.
In Harrell's case, she's both.
She sure is.
She's lucky and great.
Grimmel with a service error. Well, I can't tell you what an emotional win this would be for Nebraska after being down 2-0 in games. Right now it's 2-2. This one, Grimmel, I think, tried to make a change her decision in midstream, and it's a point for Nebraska, 5-2.
You're absolutely right, Jim. She did change her mind in midstream. The ball spiked on that serve. It was a very hard serve. Here we go again. This one she is going to let go.
Yeah, this one went wide, and so it'll be side out for Texas. And here's Stacy Nichols, who has very quietly done her job tonight. Now I think we're going to get a net violation on the part of Barsness. Make it 5-3 now.
That was a big play.
Barsness on the kill. The block went wide and out of bounds. And so side out to Nebraska. Here's Lori Endicott. It's long by Harrell. So the Huskers get the point. It is now 6-3.
What you see there is just they're marking that spot where a little moisture, perspiration, sweat on the floor. Take no chance at all as far as injury goes. Mop it up, dry it out. Ready to get on with it now. Lori Endicott on the serve.
6-3 lead for Nebraska. We are in game 5. And Don Davenport off the quick set by Shelfout on the kill.
Here you'll see Davenport again off to the left side that time of the double block. Not through the block, not the hole in the block, but off to the left side.
And there's a quick set by Nebraska and the kill. That time for the Huskers.
Once again, Carla Baker involved in the play, and just as she did in our previous telecast, the Colorado game, Colorado match, that is, she's had a great night tonight as she did in that match.
This time again, a quick set for Davenport. The Huskers at the net to block, but couldn't retrieve it. Side out for Texas. She's chalked on the serve. And Val Novak with authority put it away.
Once again, service return on the pass right there. Lori Endicott up near the net, and then Val, I mean, she smokes it. She just smoked that shot right down to the other side.
Here is Carla Baker serving for Nebraska.
Yeah, Carla.
A floater. And putting it away is Janine Grimmel. So the kill by Grimmel, and it's side out Texas. Score is 6-3 Huskers. Don Davenport will serve. And the kill by Val Novak. Side out Nebraska.
Val is really good at going down to that outside arm, Jim. Just about every shot she makes from that slide position goes to that outside arm. She's excellent at doing that routine.
That time Shelfout tried to get it on the kill.
Nobody knows what the call is here.
It was out. It was wide. Shelfout says no way.
The primary referee, who you see right there, looked to the corner ref. He had his hands up over his eyes, which means I didn't see the play. And I think that was a correct call, however.
7-3. Good save by Baker. And Davenport reciprocates. Now free ball for Texas. And trying for the dig was Carla Baker. Couldn't get to it. Side out Texas.
I'm just thinking, what if a football referee put his hands up over his eyes? Would that give you some confidence? But that is, in fact, the signal between the refs here. That they did not see the play, and it's going to be up to the primary referee to make that call. There's Sue Sheffout, just a competitor, strong player.
Just a dump across the net by Lori Endicott. Side out Nebraska with the score. Huskers 7.
That's your quarterback of the Husker team right there, Lori Endicott. She calls the signals, calls the plays, positions people on the floor. She does it all. She's the Steve Taylor of Nebraska volleyball.
Angie Milliken. That time it was Grimmel. There for the block was Stair and Barsness, but didn't come up with it. 7-3, side out Texas. There's an excellent dump that time by Harrell at the net. 7-4. Huskers by 3 here. This time Baker just dinked it all the way across. Good block, good recovery by the Longhorns. And there's the kill by Virginia Stair. Side out to Nebraska with the score 7-4. Watch this one now.
Right there, Stair on the kill shot. And now Stair on the serve.
This one is long. Gwendolyn Harrell knew it almost immediately. Point for Nebraska. And now, for the first time, Abe, I think you start to see a look of concern.
Yeah, exactly the point I was going to make, Jim. You saw that. I think we both detected that. There is a look of concern.
It's a good job getting it across by Texas.
Good set.
And to Carla Baker. And Stacy Nichols at the net. Baker gets it across.
And you'll see it work here for Carla Baker. She's going to get up higher. See, she gets up higher than Nichols right there at the net and is able to slide it down her backside. And again, Carla Baker, the last 3 games, Jim, she's really become a real foreboding and positive influence for the Huskers against these Longhorns. And there you see Terry. He's just given his team encouragement. 9-4. The Huskers leading the Texas Longhorns. That's Mick Haley. He's trying to pull his team back together right now.
Well, the amazing thing about this match, it seems like we've only been here for about an hour. We're about 2.5 hours into this thing. You talk about holding your attention.
You bet.
Well, Mick Haley has to try to convince his players that they're going to have to, you know, get back in this ball game right away. They still have a very good chance of winning it. They probably are thinking right now, or maybe are a little bit down at this point.
Well, if the Huskers can pull out this 5th game, here we go again. Finish the 4th minute here.
Boy, I tell you what, that's
Stuck again.
Very impressive.
Yeah, he can hit it, but the Huskers can pull out this 5th game, Jim. They're going to come away from this series with a great deal of confidence. We're probably going to see this team in the Nationals somewhere along the road. Great shot that time by Barsness.
Linda Barsness puts it away.
But it'll do nothing but improve their confidence for the playoffs that we're headed for on down the road. Nebraska headed for down the road.
Laurie Endicott serving with Nebraska leading at 9-4. Kept alive by Stair. And Barsness thinks it over Davenport and Harrell.
Incredible play here because Barsness puts it over, as Jim aptly pointed out, Harrell and Davenport, probably the 2 best blockers on the Longhorn team.
10-4. Now what do we got? We got a netting violation on the part of Nebraska, so it's side out Texas. 10-4 in favor of the Lady Huskers. Here is Harrell on the serve. That was real close. That time it is, I think it was it Shelfout or Nichols at the net? And off of Nebraska player and out of bounds. 10-5, Nebraska, the point to the Longhorns. Take by Val Novak.
That time, Nichols, not Nichols, I should say, Grimmel. Watch number 7 here. There's going to be the dink shot there's right there, number 7 in the middle of your screen is Grimmel. She's looking for the power shot or the pound shot by Val Novak that she's done all night, but Val saw that open spot and dinked it in. Grimmel just not able to even get close to a return. Here's Becky Bowie, that jump serve with the top spin.
Trying to put it away with Davenport. Angie Milliken. Kept alive by Shelfout. Good dig by Endicott. Good save by the Longhorns that time. At that time, a great play by Texas. Look at the Nebraska players hitting the deck that time. Virginia Stair shaken up just a little bit.
That's Mick Haley, the Longhorn coach.
That was an opportunity there. It looked like for Nebraska's point. All of a sudden, Texas turned it around. Oh, man. 10-5, Nebraska. We have a dandy. They're going to almost have to squeegee it down on Nebraska's end. There's the Texas unit. As you see, getting set to check in is Kimberly Comula, freshman from Eden Prairie, Minnesota, suburb of Minneapolis, 6'1". McKaylee looking for big things from her. She's chopped. Longhorns keep it alive. Good dig by Foley. Good save that time by Coleman. Good block at the net. It's still alive. Good dig by Endicott. They can't get to it. 10-6. Nebraska, Texas with another point.
2 volleys in a row now, Jim, where the Huskers have just played their hearts out. We'll see it again right here. Well, just hit on out and no chance of return, but Carla Baker up front just playing her heart out up there. She has been involved in every play in the front of that net, and timeout Nebraska. But again, the Huskers just going for broke.
Well, these two coaches are probably smiling to themselves, Aid, and saying, you know, at this point, we've both played extremely well. And although we're never satisfied with the loss, I'm sure they're going to come away. Both teams learned some things, as I think you pointed out. And I think that's what Mick Haley said. He said Nebraska will benefit from this matchup.
You bet. And also, Jim, as we pointed out earlier, the comment and observation made by assistant coach Terry Killian is that, hey, we all know what they're going to do, and they know what we're going to do. It's whoever wants it most. And I think it's basically boiling down to that right now. The Longhorns came out, put away 2 games pretty quickly in pretty good shape. Nebraska came back, they regrouped. You know, they really rolled over Texas in that 3rd game, and now we're right down here to a 10-6 lead that the Huskers have, and they're just they know what's coming. It's just who wants it most, and we're going to see here in the next few minutes.
Ishchak on the serve, and she serves long. And so it's side out Nebraska with the score. Nebraska 10, Texas 6. Carla Baker on the serve. I tell you what, it looked like Texas was going to lose it and ended up retrieving and nailing it.
Shishak saved it right at the net. Great play by that young lady, and here's the serve by Davenport.
Shot keeping it alive, and Barsness gets it in. Great save by Texas again. Stacey Nichols keeps it going. And Nebraska puts it away. Virginia Stair. A side out to the Huskers.
Virginia Stair and Janet Cruz both there. Stair gets the hit and puts it away, as Jim said. And big play, side out Nebraska. Belle Novak now on the serve, and she's been serving particularly well this evening. She likes to come down to this left line, as you're looking at the screen, to the right side, that baseline nearest you. She likes to come into that area.
Novak, left-handed server. This time a floater. By the Huskies. That time it was Endicott saving the day. And a dink again by Nebraska. And Harrell went all over it. Mick Haley is not happy. And Harrell may have been shaken up.
Jim, she went over into the bench, came close, if not into one of the chairs over there. And I just hope that she is not injured.
Chair's okay, but I can't tell about.
Or I should say she's not injured too severely. Obviously, she's got some sort of injury. That would be a shame.
Yeah. We don't need breaks.
There's a possibility that she did catch her head on the leg of the chair. So with the score, Nebraska 11 and Texas 6. Looks like Harrell is getting to her feet. She's going to be all right.
That's good to see. Really good to see. You want to see this match end up and be played with everybody in a full complement, and that is, I'm glad to see that.
So 11-6, Novak on the serve. Again the float. And we're going to get a netting violation on Nebraska, and so it's side out Texas. Shelf out serving. Well, a key point in the match here for the Longhorns. They need to run. This one. Oh, they said it was not in.
The ball was out, Jim.
Okay,
I've
good call,
I've got it right on the line here. I'm sitting right down the line, and the ball was out.
11-7. Shelf out. And this one is put away by Janet Cruz. Set assist for Lori Endicott.
And as we mentioned before, Janet Cruz is only a freshman. She plays like a veteran, of course, but only a freshman. Great career ahead of her. Again, out of Waco, Nebraska, 6'1", and she can hit it a ton.
Play.
to Gwendolyn Harrell, and she gets the kill. And it's side out Texas with the score 11-7. And here's the kill by Virginia Stair.
That's that slide right play, and again, very, very difficult to see. You see her come around there, and it's a moving play. Again, hitting that ball in a moving position. Almost impossible to block.
Save there by Novak. That time Grimmel taking it out. Kill by Linda Barsness.
Right here, you'll see Barsness knock it off to the outside, and no chance at all. The ball spinning away from the court.
12-7 Nebraska. And this one is long by Virginia Stair. So the service error goes to Texas.
Think there went a little adrenaline on that serve?
Here is Stacy Nichols now. Two Nebraska players diving for it, trying to retrieve, can't come out with a dig. And so it's 12-8. Texas now within 4. They were back to within 4 at 11-7. Now they're within 4 at 12-8. Nebraska fans urging their club on. And there, a great dig by Grimmel. That one was out. And so it's side out Huskers. And now Lori Endicott on the serve. Alive by Nebraska. Dink. Good save by Grimmel. Can't get it. Point for Nebraska. 13-8.
You see the shot right there by Carla Baker. And a little bit of miscommunication.
This will be if Nebraska can hang on, perhaps the greatest win in the volleyball history. And that's probably saying a lot considering some of the NCAA appearances. But being down 2 games after losing 3 in a row last night, you would have thought Nebraska could have folded its tent.
You bet, Jim. A comeback, I should say, of great magnitude. One, as I mentioned earlier, that'll carry this team on into the end of the season and on into the playoffs. And again, a very, very important game right here, game 5 in the match with Texas. It's not over yet. It's 13-8. The Huskers need 2 more points to put it away. So we're on the verge, though, Jim, as you said, of probably one of the greatest matches this Coliseum has seen in a long time, if not ever.
13-8. Endicott on the serve. Good block at the net by Barsness. And Barsness gets it down.
That was just alert and sharp play by number 5, Linda Barsness. Watch here. Just a simple little dink down after making a great block on a Gwendolyn Harrell spike earlier, and then Barsness comes back and dumps and dinks one down.
Lori Endicott serving for the game and match. That ball, I'm telling you, now Novak went after that one in a big way, and that one ricocheted off one of the middle blockers.
Net violation too, Jim.
So it's 14-8, Nebraska. And there is a net serve on the part of Harrell. And so now it'll be Linda Barsness. Linda Barsness will serve once more for the game and the match. Harrell sits down. Cindy Williams is in.
Great look of anticipation right there with Linda Barsness on the serve. She is ready. This crowd is ready.
And Barsness serves it wide. Well, that is pressure.
It's like that 8-foot putt you had a couple of months ago for, what, about 20 grand, wasn't it?
Comula is checked back in. serve for Texas. That one went long by Val Novak, and so it's 14-9. Longhorns trying to get back in, down by 5. And it is a kill by Janet Cruz.
Watch Cruz get up and get over the block. He's able to get over the block, hit the spike.
Over Davenport and Comula.
Now, I'm sorry, Jim, but Carla Baker here, she's going to hit that. She hits that floating serve. See if she does it here. There it is.
And this guy, it's out by Grimmel. Nebraska has won. Terry Pettit threw his clipboard up in the air. He can't believe it. What a victory by the Huskers, who were down 2 games to none. They lost 15-12, 15-11 in the first 2, came back to win 15-5. At that point, you still had to feel that it was Texas' match to win. But they came back, won 15-13 and 15-9. Kathy Note getting a hug there from Terry Pettit. There was John Cook, the assistant. There are the winning Husker players. Outstanding. So the statistics here in Game 5. Set assists, 16-11 Nebraska, kills 18-15, and 1 service ace for the Huskers in Game 5. You had to like that one. Adrian Fiala has cornered Terry Pettit down on the floor, so we have him now. Let's take a look at this winning point right here. There is Grimmel going up, trying for the kill, serving it wide, and that was the match. You can see the Huskers anticipating that point. So now we go down on the court to Adrian Fiala.
I'm here with head coach Terry Pettit. And Terry, what an evening for volleyball. Your thoughts and reactions right now.
Well, I'll tell you what, if you don't know who to vote for on Tuesday, you might consider Linda Barsness as a write-in. All the Huskers played great, but she played consistently at a great level to keep us in this match. It's a great win for Nebraska volleyball. Texas has a really fine team. With each game over the last 2 nights, we've raised our level of play every single game. If you go look at the scores, every game we scored more points. Our kids showed a lot of courage. I'm really happy for them because we've worked so hard, and now they can see that you get something for it. But hey, they deserve. We're just going to go celebrate for a little bit. It's not the end of our season, but it's a significant win to hang in and play a great team like Texas and do it.
I've got to ask you, after losing 3 last night, the first 2 tonight, what was going through your mind after that second game?
Well, I was wondering what was on TV at 10 o'clock. I was wondering if I was going to get home in time to see the beginning of the match. But no, volleyball's a funny game, and you could tell we played tremendous in that second game we lost. Mm-hmm. The second through 5th game, we played as good a volleyball as we can play right now. And we just hung in there mentally, and we didn't back off. And it's one of the most important wins, I think, to our program, because every team, if they're going to have a great season, has to battle through something like this. We did it with Oklahoma. Now we've done it with one of the top 4 teams in the country. I'm happy for our fans. Hey, they came back tonight. Right. They didn't. They're not just fair weather fans. They came back. They didn't leave after the second game. And those that stayed were rewarded with one of the great matches in Nebraska volleyball history.
That's head coach Terry Pettit. And Terry, congratulations. Good luck along the rest of the road.
Thanks.
Well, what a finale we had tonight. 15-9 the final in Game 5. And I think you're going to have to search long and hard to find a match that will top this one. A big one here tonight. Nebraska gaining revenge from the loss last night and winning it in 5 games, 3 games to 2. Well, that's going to do it. I have to thank the camera work on this one because they captured just about everything that took place tonight, and it's so very difficult to do with the speed of this ball game. So thanks, guys, for that. And for Adrian Fiala, I'm Jim Kelter saying so long, everybody, from the Nebraska Coliseum.
Friday night against Big 8 rival Oklahoma. The top spiker on the Husker team is Virginia Stair, and as Jeff Small shows us, she has a special way of psyching herself up.
The Nebraska volleyball team loves to see Virginia Stair get mad. You see, the madder Virginia gets, the better she plays. And Virginia has learned to use emotion to her advantage.
When I get on the court, I get mad really easily, and when I get mad, I play better. So I let myself get mad, not at my teammates, but just from little things. And for some reason, that emotion gives me the extra adrenaline, and I need to go.
But don't get the idea that Virginia is an angry person. She's not. In fact, the junior from Waco, Nebraska is an academic All-American. But on the volleyball floor, her personality changes. In fact, Virginia's own teammates will make things up just to get her mad.
What type of things make you mad?
Oh, sometimes someone on the other side will make fun of me, like laugh at me or say something quietly, and it's easy to pick up. Sometimes even someone will make something up on our side and tell me that they said something that they never said just to make me upset.
Your own teammates will even halfway lie to you just to try to get you going.
Yeah.
Can they tell the difference when you're mad and when you're not, or is there
I think everybody can tell. Like if someone in the crowd will come up to me and say, you know, what made you so mad when you got mad? You know, I don't know if it's so much getting mad, it's getting it more intense.
Virginia's madness must be catching because there's a group on the Husker team that call themselves the Mad Dogs. We'll hear about them tonight at 10. This is Jeff Schmall for 1011 Sports.
Well, Nebraska shouldn't have too much trouble getting excited about their next match in that NCAA Mid-East Regional against Oklahoma, one of 4 teams to have beaten them this year, of course, a Big 8 rival. The match is scheduled to start at 8 o'clock Friday night in Champaign, Illinois, in the next round of the Mid-East Regional. I also wanted to tell you there's been a change in the NFL game that's going to be on this Sunday on channels 10 and 11. The first of the doubleheader.